Have you ever wondered how to effectively describe a day in your life for IELTS Speaking Task 1? This task is a golden opportunity to showcase your English skills. Stay tuned as we break down this process step by step. The day begins when the alarm rings. Waking up is often our first conscious activity, and it's a perfect place to start when describing your daily routine. Remember to mention the time you rise, 7 in the morning perhaps? Starting with the time sets a clear beginning to the narrative of your day. After waking up, the day truly begins. It's a flurry of activity as I freshen up, brushing my teeth and taking a quick shower. Then comes the age-old dilemma of choosing an outfit, something comfortable yet presentable. Maybe a favorite shirt or a comfy pair of jeans. Personal tasks like these are part of everyone's morning routine. Describing them in a clear, sequential manner can paint a vivid picture of your daily life. Taking the examiner through your morning routine gives them a glimpse into your daily life. A good breakfast fuels the day ahead. Whether it's pouring cereal, slicing fresh fruit, or brewing a strong cup of coffee, describing your morning meal preparation can provide a rich context for showcasing your vocabulary. Don't hold back on the details. The crunch of the cereal, the aroma of the coffee, then smoothly transition to your commute. Whether you walk, bike, or take public transportation, explaining your journey can offer opportunities to discuss time, distance, and even weather. Describing meals and travel can add variety to your language use. Now, it's time to tackle the day's main tasks. Whether you're describing a busy workday filled with meetings and deadlines, or a school day packed with classes, group projects, and study sessions, remember to focus on your tasks and interactions. It's also essential to talk about your breaks, lunchtime, or any leisurely activities that break up your day. Giving a detailed account of your work or school day can demonstrate your ability to narrate and express opinions. As the workday ends, the personal time begins. It's important to illustrate how you unwind, be it hitting the gym, indulging in hobbies, or simply relaxing. For instance, you might say, "After work, I usually head to the gym for a quick workout, followed by some time spent on my favorite hobby, painting." Remember, your evening routine is a chance to showcase your personal interests and demonstrate how you manage your time effectively. Your evening routine can showcase personal interests and how you manage your time. The day concludes with some quiet time. Describe how you wind down, perhaps with a good book or a calming cup of tea. Preparing for bed and setting plans for the next day introduces a sense of continuity. Finishing your day with a clear routine can round off your description smoothly. Describing a day in your life can seem like a simple task, but it's a great opportunity to showcase your English skills. Remember, sequence your activities, vary your vocabulary, and exude clarity. With practice and attention to detail, you can master this task in your IELTS speaking test.
Hello everyone. This is a video covering the topic of daily routine in the IELTS Speaking Part 1 style questions. There are a wide range of subtopics related to daily routine, and these questions and answers can help you prepare. Learn how to enrich your IELTS Speaking Part 1 responses by seamlessly integrating conditional tenses, modal verbs, comparisons, and idioms to provide grammatically complex answers, particularly when talking about your daily routine. Then you'll need to develop your own example sentences, practice, and record yourself speaking. Let's dive in. If you find value in today's video, please subscribe. And for more videos like this, please leave a like. This channel is the home of IELTS guides for tips about how to achieve higher IELTS scores. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Why are idioms important? Using idioms correctly in the IELTS speaking test can increase your score by demonstrating your proficiency, cultural understanding, and ability to speak naturally. The Speaking Band 9 descriptor for lexical resource reads, "Sustained use of accurate idiomatic language." It also highlights, topic development is fully coherent and appropriately extended. Grammatical structures are precise and accurate at all times. You can download these descriptors from the website listed. You'll see a link in the description of the video. What are English idioms? These are words that together have a meaning that is different from the dictionary definitions of individual words. The idiom, eat like a bird, means to eat very little, often picking at food and taking tiny bites. It evokes the image of a bird pecking at its food. This idiom is used informally to describe someone who consumes only small amounts of food. An example could be that as friends meet at a restaurant, one person might say, "Don't worry about ordering a meal for Mary. She eats like a bird."
Let's divide the daily routine into 4 subtopics. We'll select morning routine, exercise and leisure, work or study routine, and importance of daily routine. As you learned in earlier videos, we search for vocabulary to answer IELTS Speaking Part 1 questions related to these subtopics for the daily routine. We use idioms to enhance our scores, as well as transitional words and phrases, highlighted in red to create powerful links between ideas. Additionally, we will use conditional tenses, modal verbs, and comparisons to provide a grammatically complex answer. Let's now analyze some answers to sample questions that can help you prepare for the IELTS Speaking Part 1 test.
How do you stay focused on your hobbies or interests?
Well, to maintain my hobbies even when my schedule is packed, I really have to knuckle down and be disciplined about my time. I might set early morning hours for reading, which is a quiet time before the day ramps up. It's a matter of balancing my responsibilities with the activities I'm passionate about.
The idiom knuckle down conveys the speaker's determination to concentrate and commit to their hobbies amidst a hectic routine. This expression illustrates a sophisticated use of language suitable for achieving a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test, as it shows the ability to express one's method of managing time effectively. The verb have to suggests the necessity of discipline, indicating a habitual practice that's conditional to the speaker's busy lifestyle. The linking phrases "I might set" and "it's a matter of" effectively structure the response, displaying a logical progression from the challenge presented by a busy week to the solution of finding time for hobbies. This well-constructed answer, featuring idiomatic language, verbs of necessity, and coherent linking words, aligns with the criteria for Band 9 idiomatic usage and demonstrates the grammatical complexity and extended development expected in high-level responses.
I think I'm gonna have to knuckle down, you know?
And you think that would help you knuckle down and apply yourself?
Do you sometimes plan short trips or outings?
Well, yes. Whenever I decide to hit the road for a quick getaway, I start by packing the essentials the night before. On the day of the trip, I wake up early, grab a healthy breakfast, and head out to avoid the traffic. It's about striking a balance between preparation and spontaneity to make the most of my day.
The idiom "hit the road" perfectly captures the essence of setting out on a short trip, directly responding to the question about planning an outing. It reflects the speaker's proactive approach to travel, which is indicative of a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The use of the zero conditional with "whenever" illustrates a habitual action taken when planning trips, showing the speaker's systematic approach. The linking phrases "I start by" and "it's about" are used effectively to structure the answer, providing a clear sequence of events and reasoning. This response, with its idiomatic language, inclusion of a conditional structure, and logical connectors, aligns with the expectations for Band 9 idiomatic usage and demonstrates the complexity and development appropriate for a high-scoring IELTS answer.
No, next Sunday before I hit the road.
How do you incorporate a new hobby into your daily routine?
Well, initially, I tend to go through the motions when incorporating a new hobby, like setting aside time each evening to practice guitar. At first, it feels like a task, but soon enough, it becomes a part of my daily unwind time, almost like a second nature to me.
The idiom "go through the motions" aptly describes the initial effort to incorporate a new activity into one's routine, which aligns with the question about adopting a new hobby. This expression shows a sophisticated use of language, relevant for a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The answer subtly uses the present continuous tense to describe the ongoing nature of the process. Transitional phrases such as "well," "at first," and "soon enough" are used effectively to structure the response, indicating the transition from effort to habit. This response, with its idiomatic language, inclusion of present continuous tense, and logical connectors, meets the criteria for Band 9 idiomatic usage and showcases the complexity needed for a high IELTS score.
Everybody knows what's coming, but they go through the motions anyway.
We gotta go through the motions, otherwise I get in trouble. With Eleanor Roosevelt.
How do you normally start your day?
Well, on days when I need to start at the crack of dawn, I usually go for a quick jog to get energized. It sets a positive tone for the day, and by the time the sun fully rises, I've already accomplished something meaningful.
The idiom "at the crack of dawn" is used to describe beginning the day exceptionally early, fitting the question's context about early morning routines. This phrase indicates an advanced command of English, which is in line with the Band 9 criteria for idiomatic language use. The response features a conditional structure, linking the early start to the choice of activity, and employs verbs like need to convey necessity. The linking phrases it sets, and by the time, serve to structure the answer clearly, showcasing the speaker's ability to organize thoughts coherently and fluidly. This level of language proficiency, including the use of idioms, conditional structures, and verb of necessity, demonstrates the speaker's capacity for nuanced and complex communication, meeting the IELTS criteria for a high band score.
This is why I wake up at the crack of dawn every day.
You don't go sneaking off at the crack of dawn for nothing.
How do you manage your hobbies within your budget?
Well, I've learned to get creative with my hobbies while on a shoestring budget. For example, instead of buying new books, I swap with friends or visit the library. This way, I can keep indulging in my love for reading without breaking the bank.
The idiom "on a shoestring budget" is appropriately used to convey managing hobbies with limited financial resources, addressing the question about budgeting for hobbies. It shows a high level of language proficiency and the ability to use idiomatic language effectively, which is necessary for a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The response integrates a conditional approach, as swapping books is dependent on budget constraints. The use of linking words, for example, "and this way," provides a clear structure to the answer, connecting the speaker's strategy to their financial situation. The explanation demonstrates that the candidate can communicate complex ideas coherently and with grammatical accuracy, fulfilling the criteria for Band 9 idiomatic expression and advanced language use.
It was developed on a shoestring budget.
You want to do this on a shoestring, fine.
Are there any new hobbies or activities you've recently started?
Well, I recently took up rock climbing, and it's been quite an adventure. I'm starting to think I'm really cut out for it. The thrill of reaching the top is incomparable. It requires not just physical strength but also mental resilience, which I find both challenging and rewarding.
The idiom "cut out for" is effectively used to express suitability or natural inclination towards an activity, aptly fitting the context of starting a new hobby, which aligns with the expectations for Band 9 idiomatic language use in the IELTS speaking test. The answer includes a verb starting to think, indicating the speaker's growing belief in their aptitude for the hobby. The linking phrases "not just, but also," and "which I find," structure the answer clearly, demonstrating the speaker's ability to coherently connect thoughts and convey a reflective perspective. This sophisticated use of language, including the idiom and comparison, both challenging and rewarding, illustrates the speaker's high level of English proficiency, fulfilling the criteria for extended answer development and grammar complexity expected in a high band score response.
Even if they did exist, I'm not cut out for dragons.
You're just not cut out for the real world, are you?
You're not cut out for that kind of life, honey.
How do you usually spend your breaks during a busy day?
Well, whenever things get hectic, I always make sure to take 5 and clear my head. It might be a quick walk outside or just sitting quietly with a cup of coffee. This brief pause not only refreshes me but also helps me focus better for the rest of the day.
The idiom "take 5" is used here to describe a short break taken during a busy day, fitting well with the question's context about managing breaks. This idiomatic expression shows an advanced level of language use, suitable for a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The response includes adverb of time frequency, always, I always make sure to, indicating the speaker's habitual action during busy times. The linking phrases it might be, and not only, but also, effectively organize the answer, offering a clear and coherent explanation of how the speaker utilizes breaks. This strategic use of idiomatic language, combined with the frequency adverb and clear logical connectors, aligns with the criteria for Band 9 idiomatic usage and extended answer development in the IELTS speaking test.
Hey, can you take 5? We'll get a drink.
All right, men, take 5. Spirit chucker.
What's your typical breakfast routine on a busy morning?
Well, on hectic mornings, I tend to eat like a bird. I usually grab something light like a piece of fruit or a yogurt. It's about balancing time and nutrition, even if it means a smaller meal.
The idiom eat like a bird is used to describe eating very little, which directly relates to the question about breakfast habits on a busy day. This idiomatic expression demonstrates a sophisticated use of language, ideal for a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The response includes conditional structures, I tend to, indicating how the speaker's breakfast choices depend on their schedule. Even if is part of a conditional structure and introduces a hypothetical situation of a smaller meal. The linking phrases I usually grab, and it's about, are skillfully used to introduce the topic, describe the breakfast routine, and emphasize the need for time management. This strategic use of idiomatic language, combined with clear logical connectors, aligns with the Band 9 criteria for idiomatic usage, extended answer development, and grammar complexity in the IELTS speaking test.
I always eat like a bird when I'm at festivals.
Yeah, actually, I eat like a bird.
What time do you typically start your day, and what's the first activity you do?
Well, I'm usually up at the crack of dawn, often around 5:30 a.m. My first activity is always a brisk jog. It really energizes me for the day ahead. Even when it's challenging, I find that early exercise sets a positive tone for my whole day.
The idiom at the crack of dawn effectively describes waking up very early, directly related to the question about the start of the day. This idiomatic usage showcases a high level of language proficiency, aligning with a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The response integrates a conditional structure, even when it's challenging, indicating how the speaker's routine is influenced by the early hour. The linking phrase I find that is adeptly used to introduce the topic, describe the morning activity, and explain its importance, contributing to the coherence and logical flow of the answer. This strategic use of idiomatic language, combined with conditional sentences, meets the expectations for Band 9 criteria in idiomatic usage, extended answer development, and grammatical complexity.
We should get married at the crack of dawn.
I get up at the crack of dawn always.
How do you make sure you use your time efficiently in the mornings?
Well, I always remind myself not to be burning daylight, so I start my mornings with a quick planning session. By 7 a.m., I'm usually finalizing my to-do list. It's a mix of urgent tasks and personal goals. This way, if I feel like I'm veering off track, I can recalibrate and stay productive.
The idiom burning daylight effectively conveys the concept of wasting valuable time, directly answering the question about efficient morning routines. This idiomatic expression demonstrates a high level of language proficiency, which aligns with a Band 9 score in the IELTS speaking test. The response strategically uses conditional sentences, if I feel like I'm veering off track, comparisons, a mix of urgent tasks and personal goals, and modal verbs, I can, to elaborate on how the test taker optimizes their morning. The linking phrases I always remind myself, so, and this way, are seamlessly incorporated to introduce the topic, describe the morning routine, and explain the approach to efficiency, contributing to the coherence and logical flow of the answer. This skillful use of idiomatic language, along with the inclusion of conditional sentences, comparisons, and modal verbs, meets the examiner's expectations for Band 9 criteria in terms of idiomatic usage, extended answer development, and grammatical complexity.
I thought you said we were burning daylight.
Come on, we're burning daylight.
Remember, the key is understanding the idiom's meanings to use them appropriately. Leave your questions in the comments below, and I will respond. I'm here to support your journey to IELTS success. If you need one-on-one coaching, please contact me at verbling.com/teachers/Marie.